show us how to focus so we can see the vision further than just a year out or 2 years out. Because
And I
go ahead.
keep going.
I was just saying because it's just so your components of how your mind works. I think that's very powerful as a brand consultant and manager.
And one of the things I learned that made what I do is helping a person get clarity.
Hmm.
Because even what we were talking about with the church and working in giftings, when you identify what works for you, you have to hold to that and not allow anybody else to try to veer you off to what they think is best for you. And if then the best way to do that is to be clear about what it is that you're good at.
Hmm.
Finding that one thing that you are strong at, that you're good at, it can be placed in multiple places. When you think about Steve Harvey had a radio show. Steve Harvey hosts a Family Feud. I think Steve Harvey, at the time I was thinking about this analogy, he was also the sit down host for Kids Say the Darndest Things. He was
Yeah.
also somebody who had movies, who did books, and then he was doing something else. I think he
He's
was had
done
his own
every
talk show.
pageant, Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Universe.
Everything.
Like,
And guess what? In that, Steve had one thing consistent. He was the same person in
mhm,
every different arena. He was being funny. And when I thought about that, even though it may be a different type of industry, he was that one person of being funny. He took his funny and he took it to radio. He took his funny and he took it to television shows. He took his funny and he took it to now hosting Family Feud and then putting it into books, then putting it into movies. He was the same person. If
mhm,
you don't identify with who you are and you get clarity with what your superpower is, it will be hard to go into these multiple arenas. We mess up because we try to be in the multiple arenas, not being sure of who we are.
or
So
being a
when people
different person
show,
for each arena.
correct. So how can people be consistent with us and we're not even consistently ourselves?
Mm,
What does that come from? And I think so many people want to, as you just said, want to be viral. They want to get out there, but they don't want to build that consistency. There are four C's really that I teach on.
mhm,
And is if you get clarity, you will then build the confidence. And from that confidence, you'll build consistency. And when you be consistent, you'll then build your community. If you all of those things come into play, but if you're not get clarity, you're not clear about who you are and what you can do and build that consistency in there, it's going to be hard for people to want to trust you. They want to be able to use you. You got to be consistent. And
yeah,
I'm sorry, we want things that are quick. And when I think about sometimes I used to watch some of these, and I'm no shade to them, but
right.
I used to see these people that were, I want to be a millionaire overnight. So join my masterclass. You want to know how to get this growth, join this, join that. And I'm like, that's great. But here's the question I had to ask myself. Baby, if I can't even manage the 1,000 that I'm doing right now, why am I
Right.
trying to get to a million overnight? That's not going to make any sense. I need to know how to consistently manage the $1,000 or the multi-$1,000 that I'm getting in. If I can't manage that, why am I trying to run to become an overnight success?
Right.
That's not possible. So
Right.
building that consistency, being clear, and getting that confidence and building that consistency, that's when that community begins to grow. So don't look to try to do things so quick. I run from that now. I used to do things quick with some of my clients. I used to be like, come to me and I'll rebrand you in a week. We'll do your logo. We'll do your website. We'll do all this stuff. And Camille, can I tell you that within a month or two, I will go back to their stuff and they would have changed it. And I
Mm,
kept saying, dang, was I wrong?
yeah.
And guess where it was? I was wrong because I'm getting ready to try to help a person put something that the world needs. And I'm getting ready to put this thing together in a week. That makes no sense. It takes time to remove the clutter from your brain to be clear about what it is that you've been called to do on this earth. So that's why I say if you're listening, whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do, put out there, make sure that you put time in that equation and that you are clear about who you are and what you're doing so that your audience knows what they're connecting to. And when they know that, they'll be able to trust you. And not only will they trust you, they'll tell somebody else. And because we're friends, if I tell you about a restaurant, you're not going to go research it. You're going to be like, I trust you. We friends. I'm going to go and taste it without even looking it up. That's the best type of marketing still is word of mouth, but that
Mhm.
is also undergirded with trust. So be consistent, be disciplined. Even though 6, 7 people are signing on or you're not getting as many likes, Keep building that muscle, because I promise you it will flip one day. And when it flips, people gonna be like, oh my God, how are you able to handle all of this success? Those times where I wasn't getting what you thought I should have got, I stayed consistent and I was able to be clear so I wouldn't lose focus when God decided to bless me.
Thinking about you, don't even talk to you.